Standard Farm Report this morning checks in with a feature from a commodity we don't hear too much about in this area, but maybe we should. It's important, certainly, and interesting, too. Logging is our subject, and it has to do with the Sierra-Cascade Logging Conference, which opens 1 week from today. Thomas Taylor of North Fork is vice president of the conference. And Mr. Taylor, I wonder if it wouldn't come as something of a surprise to many folks to find out that there are a lot of people from the central San Joaquin Valley involved in this big logging show and convention.
Well, it very well could come as a surprise. We have representatives from any number of organizations in this area who are members of our conference and active in this conference. This is, as you know, our 18th annual convention being held in Sacramento this year. And our representation covers the entire area from San Bernardino south to southern Oregon north.
Well, I guess here in the San Joaquin Valley we do have such a concentrated agriculture in the floor of the valley, we sometimes tend to overlook the fact that the mountains are really a pretty important form of agriculture in themselves with all the timber.
This is very true. We look upon the timber in our area and in the entire California or West Coast area as a crop, no different than a crop of wheat or a crop of cotton. These products must be harvested when ripe or mature, the same as any other agricultural crop. Our timber is growing at a rate exceeding our production by 60%.
This doesn't happen, I guess. It's a pretty well planned out policy.
Yes, it is. We have in our programs tree farms for private holdings, and these are operated on a sustained yield basis. They're harvested selectively and will continue forever and ever.
Well, we know certainly why you're on the program here and involved in the conference, Tom, with the organization the American Forest Products Corporation, one of the big names in the timber and the logging business. But now let's meet some of these other people from the central San Joaquin Valley here who are very closely involved in this conference, and perhaps at first blush you might not recognize why. We have Keith Robertson from California Tractor Company in Fresno. And Keith, what's your connection with this logging conference?
Well, like all other people in business, and particularly in agriculture, the logging and lumber people are extremely busy people. And even though they do get away for a conference, it's necessary that we maintain complete communications for them while they're there. So my job at this conference is work with the communications and in the communication center that we will maintain at the conference.
And how about your firm now? Just how does it tie in with this industry?
Well, we supply heavy equipment for the logging industry, practically all phases of actually harvesting the timber for the logging industry.
And is this a pretty important part of your overall operations?
This is an extremely important part of our operations. We depend on the timber industry for a large portion of our business in this area.
So you can vouch for it then. There is a lot of activity up there in those hills, huh?
There's a lot of it, all right, and sometimes it's hard to find them back in there, but we work at it.
Right. Well, now let's check with our next guest here, Ted Smith, who's with the Fresno Mac Sales and Service. And Ted, what will your job be there at the convention?
Well, we have a lot of activities and meetings and a lot of work, but we also have a lot of fun. And I'm involved with the concessionaires and the breakfast. And this breakfast especially is something that I think everyone would be interested in. It's the second annual tournament of tall timber tales. A fellow named Don Matson from Grass Valley is returning to defend his championship of the world's champion of tall timber tales. So we have fun, and this is one of the highlights of the conference.
Gee, that sounds like it'd be a real good one to cover.
Well, it's a good one. We have a large attendance out at these, and it's a real fine program.
Well, great. I guess that's sort of carrying out this old Paul Bunyan tradition. Tall timber and tall tales seem to go together, huh?
Yes, there'll be some door prizes and prizes supplied by exhibitors, and it's going to be a lot of fun.
I guess it's pretty obvious what your interest in this business is, being with the Mac people. You supply quite a few trucks up there to the heavy logging operations.
Yes, and there will be, this equipment will be displayed. There's going to be a tremendous amount of the latest type equipment, and we'll have some of our equipment there, and so we're looking forward to showing that to the folks.
Well, let's find out more about this exhibit show now. We understand this is a very important part of the conference, and Don Booker with Fresno Wire Rope and Rigging Company is on the exhibits placement committee. Don, what kind of an overall show do you expect?
Well, we expect a very good turnout, Wally, for the simple reason we've got a lot of new people this year coming in, a lot of them from out of state, a lot of new ones that weren't here prior to this time, and we feel that we're going to have a better show this year than we've ever had.
What do you suppose the value will be of all this equipment that's on display?
Well, just roughly figuring, I think it should approach the $5 million mark, really.
Well, that's quite an investment, and I guess you don't have to worry too much about people walking off with any souvenirs or samples. This will mostly be pretty heavy stuff, huh?
No, I don't think so. They better have a couple low beds if they're going to.
How about your own company now? Just how do you fit into this picture?
Well, the name of the company just about speaks for itself. Fresno Wire Rope and Rigging. We supply a lot of the logging people with a wire rope for bringing the logs in out of the woods, and also we have numerous other items that we also sell them in the field.
You cover a pretty wide area with these?
Yes, we cover pretty well the Sierra Nevadas, yes.
Real good. Well, now here's another member of the committee from the local area here, and he's got a very interesting and important job. Del Dixon with the Quinn Company. Del, what about your position there at the convention?
Well, a lot of the people who come up to see the equipment bring along their wives and guests, and we certainly don't want to overlook the fact that the ladies would like to have something other to look at other than the equipment, because not all the time are they interested in this large and heavy material. So we have planned a tour of the governor's mansion, and we also shall have a modeling show for them, along with a coffee, cake luncheon type situation.
So you got a key job.
Well, we think it's going to work real well, and actually, after all, behind every great man, there's always a woman.
Well, that's for sure. Now, you've got this Quinn Company affiliation here, and you've got a brand new facility down there at Salmadell. How's that working out for you?
Just wonderful. We have expanded to a new 90-acre site just 14 miles south of Fresno, and our equipment, too, is used in the logging industry and the harvest of the lumber. We also have equipment that maintains roads, and we feel that this is one of our larger customers in the area, and we hope to supply them with the new equipment that will be displayed at the area also.
Well, gentlemen, thank you all very much, and best wishes for a very successful conference.